Hello guys, it's me Mr. Fink, and it's been a while since I've done anything on this channel. I thought I'd come back to make this video and stir the pot a bit. I wanted to share some of my kpop unpopular opinions. Now I know this has been overdone, but this is the only thing that I can think of for now as I plan to awaken this channel, and because I love me some tea. So what better way to get the ball rolling? Disclaimer. These are just my opinions and you don't have to agree. These videos are called unpopular opinions for a reason. You are not supposed to like it. So with that out of the way, let's move on to first unpopular opinion. Number 1. Road to Kingdom was more entertaining than Queendom. No, before you guys start calling me girl group hater, I just want to say that I gave both shows a fair shot. But overall I found more enjoyment in RTK, and I felt that stages were more elaborate and the interactions between the contestants were just more sincere and entertaining to watch. Don't get me wrong, I do feel that both shows have their strong and weak points, which I will get to later. But I do feel that, at least for me, RTK was much better performance, production, and entertainment wise. Number 2. Despite it being more entertaining than Queendom, Road to Kingdom was set in stone for the boys to win, and the elimination aspects made no sense. Nor did the scoring system. I know a lot of you RTK fans saw how amazing the boys' stages were, and I for one was in awe of their performances and gravity-defying choreo. But if you look at the boys' stages and the other groups' stages, you can see that there is a vast difference in production value, from the props used to the choreographers hired. Some groups did the choreo all on their own. Now I don't know if it was up to each group's respective companies to fund their group's stages, and I am not saying the boys or any other groups are at fault for the apparent gap in funding. But if you are going to have a show where these groups compete, it should be fair that they all have equal footing and access to the same resources. I also think that the show's winners were already set in stone, because just as the groups were eliminated, they announced their comebacks immediately after. So how can you tell me that you plan to stay on a show and win when you already shot and recorded an MV and recorded an album while being on RTK, supposedly not knowing if you were going to stay on for longer or not? I hope that makes sense. I know that these shows are meant to give these groups a popularity boost for their upcoming comeback. But it's disappointing to me, a fan, cheering on my faves only for them to be eliminated and announcing their comeback soon after. I feel cheated. But what can I say? It's Mnet and they are known to have rigged shows. I guess that's why Kingdom was postponed, as it said there was problems with casting, as companies complained of favoritism from Mnet's part. No surprise there. Number 3. Your fave's cover of an older group's song is not better than the original song or the group that sang it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a third-gen group cover a second-gen group song, and all the fans of the third-gen group say something like, OMG, this song is better than the original. Like, stop. You guys should educate yourself and use logic to ask why your faves are even performing this song in the first place. They aren't trying to one-up the original group, but paying respect and homage to artists of the songs they are covering. But you all somehow miss the point and take it as a chance to trash other groups and prop up your faves. It's embarrassing to your fandom and an insult to your group, who is trying to pay respect to groups they look up to. For example, when TXT covered SHINee's replay, comments on YouTube and Twitter from TXT fans kept saying how they felt that TXT's version was better than the original, and how Hyun even looks like Chong Hyun, and how he is the reincarnate of Chong Hyun. I think not, folks. You guys sound foolish and disrespectful. So let's all do ourselves a favor and give older groups the respect they deserve. Also, Replay by SHINee is the best debut song from any K-pop group, and no one will ever top Chong Hyun as a vocalist. Stan SHINee, stan talent. Number 5. Queerbaiting in K-pop is not for the gays. This year in K-pop has had a lot of groups incorporating choreo and visuals where it seems like two members are about to kiss or have intimate moment. As a gay man, it's cool to see that K-pop group give same-sex fan service. But the unfortunate truth that it's not for us, or even to raise awareness on LGBT issues. It's just a way to get heteros panties wet and to sell more albums. When I first got into K-pop, I used to buy into the whole queerbaiting fan service. But as I grew older I realized that none of these idols cared about the LGBT community or even LGBT fans. Of course there are many idols who have openly spoken about LGBT issues and that's fantastic. But for the most part when your faves do a dance where they almost kiss another member or do skin ship with another member, it's not because they want to give a shout out to their LGBT fans or show LGBT fans any respect. I honestly am so put off about it, especially this year where it seems to be overused. We always talk about how K-pop idols always culturally appropriate other cultures and we make them answer for it as they should. But we should also do the same when it comes to queerbaiting in K-pop, as there is still a lot of discrimination and lack of education on sexuality all over the world, especially in South Korea. So I don't like it that the K-pop industry uses queerbaiting as a selling tool. Number 5. ONF is an underrated group that you all should be standing. Honestly folks, they are well-rounded and have such an awesome discography and are extremely talented. My personal favorite songs are On and Off, Compete, We Must Love, Incomplete, Ice and Fire, Suck Humvit Swimming, Geppetto, Moscow Moscow, the list goes on and on. Not to mention you have a whole ass Hyojin and a whole ass Wyatt in the group. Stan talent, stan On and Off you cowards. Number 6. I don't get the idea of big hit labels if they are all supposed to operate independently. Recently Big Hit released a timeline of their groups which is a bit perplexing to me. It included groups that had debuted under labels they had acquired long after said groups had already become established, like 17, New East, and G-Friend. It was kind of odd to me because it's as if Big Hit had taken credit for building those groups' foundation when they had not even been there during their formation or even their rise in popularity. They are just spending all the money they made with BTS to buy up companies with groups that are from small companies but are extremely popular. They also stated that these companies would operate independently but then would not let those groups go on shows with broadcast networks they had beef with. Operate independently my ass. As a carrot I recall when 17 sold out their first solo fan meet to 800 attendees and Pledis released articles about it and K-Nets made fun of them saying it was nothing to celebrate about. Now they are selling millions of albums and came from nothing and saved Pledis from bankruptcy. It makes me sad that Big Hit is acting like they believed in them all this time, which I'm sure isn't the case. 17 are practically self-made idols who produce and choreograph their own songs and performances. But I guess that's just business. Number 7. Chong Hyun from SHINee is one of the best K-pop male vocalists of all time and there will never be another voice like his. This may not be an unpopular opinion, but what type of blinker would I be if I didn't plug in my fave? Chong Hyun vocal color and technique is unparalleled and I have yet to see another K-pop idol vocalist with the same versatility or draw out the same kind of emotions that Chong Hyun did with his vocals. He could sing many genres and had an amazing understanding for creating an atmosphere with his vocals. All his albums are works of art, in which he had a hand in composing, writing, and producing. So stan a king, stan Chong Hyun, stream poet artist for clear skin. Alright folks, that's it for this unpopular K-pop opinions video. I hope you will leave comments of your thoughts on this video in the comment section. And please, don't be pressed as these were just my opinions and I think it's great that we get our thoughts out there sometimes. If this video gets a few hits, hopefully it will inspire me to make the next video. Mr. Fink signing out.